So I've got all of these bits, 2 sets of blades, a set of the track wipers, and a pair of socks, which was nice, from Robomate. That's that guy Caleb who sent me all this stuff, trying to smooth things over for Lymow, and we'll see if it's going to work or not. So my blades, I've sharpened them a few times, there's not a lot left of them really. So I'm going to try the swing blades, I think. So I'm just going to put these ones off. A lot of people I've heard on this forum have got issues with their bearings as well, but mine feel all right. To get to them, you have to take, I suppose you take off those 4 screws there, and that'll expose the bearings. You can see what they're like, but mine are good. I've got the battery disconnected so they spin freely. If you have the battery on, they're tight because they've got some sort of brake mechanism on them. But yeah, my blades are a little bit buggered, I'd say. A little bit buggered. Yeah. So, which are the swing blades? Those ones. So I'm going to try these on. Come with new nylon nuts as well, look. There you go. I don't know how long they'll last or whether they'll fly off. I might tighten it up first. Well, we'll try them. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? So they only go on one way. I don't know which one's what. Let's just trial and error it. No. Yes, that's that one, I believe. Very sharp. That's that one. I don't know which way they... Here's the old blade. That one is from there. One goes that way. I wonder if they counter-rotate. Anyway, they might do. Someone's stolen my other blade. It's alright, I found it. Stop looking. And there you go. And those ones, so that goes on like that. And that's it. That's those on. So that. They must counter-rotate like that, eh? They do. Very nice. Anyway, that's them on. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to change my spring on the bit because I'm not running the standard motor for this anymore. I've put an extra spring on here to give it a bit of resistance, so when it dips, it sort of takes a little bit of the weight of the deck. But it's quite soft, so I bought some more springs. I was going to try another spring on it. So I'll take this front off, which is 4 screws at the back there, and you've got 4 screws up here. There's one, where is it? There's one there, another one there, and then the top pops off. And while I'm here, I'm probably going to mount my brass contacts for that and get that done, and then I've just got to bugger around with the charge station. But I'm just going to quickly whip this top off. So that's a spring that I added to get rid of that link. It's terribly dirty, they get so dirty underneath that little cover. They should make it so it clips on and off so you can clean it. But aside from that, so what I've got is a couple of different tension springs that I'm going to try on it. That one was working, but yeah, it's not got loads of resistance, so I thought I'd try another one. As long as it goes down to my cutting height, So I'm just going to, it'll be a trial and error sort of thing. So I'm just going to pull this one off. And just to make it easier for you, they use different heads on each screw, which is a bit strange, eh? So that one's a star drive, and this one is not a star drive. That one's an Allen key. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever why they did that, but they did. Pull that little bugger off. Right. This was a real pain in the ass to get on when I first did it, so I should imagine it's still going to be a pain in the ass now. So much crap gets caught up in these. So it would be good if they changed this design of this part, because it's something that's going to fail all the time, I reckon. Anyway, I'm going to try my heavier spring first, see what that goes like. All you need is little tiny hands to do this. Unfortunately, I ain't got any of them. This is the eye pick, and this poxy little nut on. But I think that's got in. Right. I'm not going to do that up really tight yet, because I might be taking it off, mightn't I? She is a bit of a chunk, that spring. She is a bit of a chunk. Might have to get a little hook on that, took it on. What have I got? What's hook shaped? That won't do it because it's not bloody. I know what I've got. That's hook shaped. Right, I'll try with this thing. Come you toss bag. It does feel very, very tight. Is it going to be too tight though, Gov? I think what I'm going to do is, before I tighten that up, I'm going to stick this down on the deck and lower the deck manually. When I say manually, you know, with the robot, lower the deck and see if it goes down on that. If it does, happy days. If it don't, then bugger. Right. See if it works, eh? Right, I'm just going to grab this down off of here. Turn it back on. See if I can lower this deck down. Wait for him to tell me he's ready to mow, and then I'll lower it.
Hello, let's get mowing.
Right. Well, that looks good. So I think I'll run with that spring. I'm going to tighten that up. Right, so that's those all done up now. I've got a bit of tension on there. So I'm going to chuck this back on with these through there like that, because I've got to make my charge plates to go on there. I'll make sure I've got them running the right way. Should have them running the right way, because as I remember, positive is on that side when it charges, negative is on that side. Anyway, that is back where it's going. Turn it back on, put the screws in. And then I'm going to tack these track scrapers. Looks like you take off the stainless parts, take off the bracket for the stainless part, and this whole new section sort of goes in. There's also got a scraper to go on the inside of the track to stop grass coming in, so be interested to see how that goes.
Let's get mowing.
Okay. Wait for it to think about it, put the deck up for me. Present arms, as they say, don't you know? And I shall turn it off again. Seem to get a lot of crap build up behind the bumper as well, so you get it doesn't register properly when it hits something. It just keeps ploughing in. I just cleaned it all. It's absolutely full of crap. Anyway, I'll wait till this go up and I'll refix that one. Now I'm going to attempt to have a go at these bloody things. So let's get these mounts off here. That's what the old side bit just mounts onto. So drag them out of the way. Like that. I'll give it a bit of a clean as well before I put these bits in. It's quite tight. Right, that's nearly off, the little bugger. Right. The next bit is this mount here comes off. Hopefully the new one comes with all the bolts, I'm pretty sure it does. I shall keep all of these screws and bits just in case they go back on. Because you never know. You do never know. Right. I'm just going to give that a bit of a vacuum in there in a second, and I'll come back. Actually, a real piece of wee that's fit. So they come with the screws. They've got Loctite on them as well. That cover goes on there, and there's a little push button there. You push that in, flip it out of the way, put your 4 screws in, 2 on the inside of the little gizmo, 2 on the outside of the little gizmo, and then there's a scraper that goes onto the other side. But I might wait till I do the other side to do. Oh, I should be able to get to it actually from underneath here. So that goes on there like that. And then hopefully it'll keep all the grass from clogging up the wheels, because what happens when the wheels get clogged up is the tracks tighten up, and then you get that issue where the tracks start snapping the fibres inside, and you get little bits of wire and stuff coming out, and we don't want that. Right, that's that one on. I suppose when you get the weight on it, it should just go between the tracks like that. We'll see. I'll leave these off for a minute to give me a bit of light. Where's our other bits? There they are. So we've got two scrapers, one right and one left. Look at that. And I should imagine I should put the right one on here. And it must only go on one way, like that. And it fits in the profile of the track, so that's good. And there's some little tiny grub screws for that as well. It would be easier if it was up the other way, but let's see if I can get these in. I think I can. Yeah, that one's in, and that one is nearly in. I wonder if the newer Lymow Plus comes with all this standard sort of thing, probably. We'd hope so, wouldn't you? Would be much easier up the other way. Can't help thinking these are a real prick to put on. They are a real prick to put on. Now the heel. can only go on the one way. I would say they've got that round the wrong way. I think they've got the stickers on round the wrong way. I think this should be that one. Because that means you're tightening up against stainless steel, not against rubber. So I'm going to not take any notes of their sticker. I'm going to put that one on there. Right, I think we've got a winner. That one's in. Well, that's that side done. Snap that little bugger in. That's that one on. Right, I should do the other side, see how we go. So it's the second side. I'm trying a different way, just taking off the back screws. I can get to all these screws from here, so say taking this other bit apart, leave it together, it's quicker, isn't it? And you can see our little track guards there. Hopefully they're going to keep it nice and clean. Hopefully. But we won't know until we've done it, eh? Some of these are right doit. Right, there we go, that one's out. Just going to give that a quick clean up. Then we'll put the next side on. Well, here's the next one. Just slides in like that. And they locate lovely. I'll just do that one up. Right, so there he is with his new bits on. All I'm going to do now is quickly chuck on these brass plates, solder on some wires and plug them into there, and a bit of 3M tape to stick them on. And then I'm going to go and see if see how these blades work.